welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Day Lavender, and I'm so happy to finally start this new chapter in my life, and in my spiritual journey. In my intro, I have the words watch, follow along, learn, interact, and explore, and pretty much those are the intentions that I'm putting out to set the tone from all my videos. Watch so that you can see what I put out and then hopefully enjoy the content. Follow along because I will have certain videos, such as the one I'll put in my link below, where I will show how I collect my bones, clean them, and use them as my divination tool. Learn, hopefully you learn something new. Hopefully as I go on to this journey, I learn something new myself. Interact, hopefully with the intention that I have people that can interact with me simply in the comments. Hopefully I can be a part of a community that, you know, enjoy and like the same things or do sort of the same things that I do, and we can hopefully interact and build relationships partly on the same things that I enjoy and that I include myself into. Explore is kind of like learn, but explore is essentially being able to explore and be taken to new heights. Of course, with exploring, you're learning something new, but explore is kind of like you're adding like another road, another path onto your journey, since it's a long, we don't really know how long we're on this earth. And I just feel like when you go on a certain path, it always takes you on different avenues. And that's kind of what I thought about when I included the word explore onto my intro. And certainly things can change. I know that that is the intention I set out for myself initially, but I do know that as I go on, I add new things, things change, and that's totally fine. I'm the type of person that when things change, I just adapt to the course of events. I know also in the intro I did divination. I added the words divination, conjure, and creativity. I do believe that with my channel, I probably will include a lot of conjure work, which is essentially the textbook definition is you're calling upon a spirit or a ghost. But I kind of, maybe this is incorrect, but I kind of sort of include it into the same word as alchemy, but maybe I shouldn't. But it simply is you call upon a spirit or ghost to appear by a magical ritual. Divination, the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. Simply divination because I will definitely have videos where I work with divination tools, which is your tarot cards, your oracle cards, bones, seashells or cowrie shells. If you're familiar with the pendulum or scrying with a black mirror or a bowl of water, that's also a divination tool as well. And also I include the word creativity simply because I am a natural creative. I use my creativity to kind of combine everything in my life and tie it all together and put my own spin on it. Something I want to now do in my life where I add a creative spin to everything I do, because simply that is what makes me me. And the reason why I'm starting this channel is because simply there's so much that I learned while on this journey, and I truly will hope that my video will reach out towards a community that kind of does certain similar or same things that I get myself into, be able to start or have a conversation about the things that I'm interested in. The things that I learn, I can put it out there and maybe someone can learn something new. And hopefully, like I said with the word interact, hopefully, it's like we can bounce off each other. I'm part of a community that we can have a conversation, and I'm immersed in a community that we can all, share a certain thing or two. I am an introvert, so when it comes to finding or being a part of those conversations, it's pretty tough. So I say, why not start a YouTube channel where I will put out the things that I've learned along my life, and you know, hopefully it will touch the right people, and then we can come together, and then it grows on from there. And simply, I just like to teach. Not only am I a natural creative, I do feel like I'm a teacher. I do, instead of, it's much better than talking to myself or talking to my boyfriend, or maybe sending, tweets out on Twitter. I do enjoy just putting out knowledge out there, and as well as acquiring them as well. And how I got into this, simply picking up some tarot cards. I would say around 2017, I picked up some tarot cards and just started using them, and had this natural pull, a natural call to them. Reading tarot cards is not easy, and for some reason it came naturally to me. And on that journey, it just started to build and build and build. It went from reading tarot cards to now wanting to do spiritual baths, to do cleansings, to reading, of course, oracle cards. And then I also got into meditation, which has definitely helped center me and calm down my thoughts, or the voices in my head. I do have a tendency to overthink. I assumed that these voices were mine, but simply it was my ancestors, it was my spiritual team communicating me basically through my mind. And then along that journey, it definitely led me to receive divination through a Apollo priest and an Obeah priest as well. And simply the fact that they said the same thing when it came to my life and my journey, it kind of pushed me into the direction of, okay, it's time to have these conversations. It's time for me to simply find a community, find a mentor to guide me in the right direction. And my ancestors have done a really good job of, leading me on to my, pretty much aligning me to my path and to my highest purpose. But I do feel like the next step is really to branch out, to spread what I've learned, and hopefully I can, interact and gain more knowledge on, by putting what I know out there as well. And the thing that I found out after receiving these divinations is simply, my lineage is traced back to Congo, the Congolese people, the Bantu people, the Bakongo people, and I have it on both my maternal and paternal, or mother and father's side. I'm Congolese on both sides. And simply with this knowledge, I try my best to reach out to them, to connect with them, to learn the language, the Kakongo language, to meditate some more, to maybe figure out what's the patterns or fabrics that are Congolese, Bantu, or Bakongo. Simply, I do know that by going along the journey and just being optimistic, being open, I do know those answers, or finding out more things about myself and my lineage will just find me, and that tends to really happen. I end up finding something that stands out to me, and I just gravitate towards it. So simply, I feel like by starting a YouTube channel and putting out there what I know that simply things will end up finding me in return. And some of the things I do know through the divination that they did tell me about the Congolese people, the Bakongo, Bantu people, they had a lot of popular methods in Africa, in West Africa. Their tradition is very used throughout, I would say, throughout parts of West Africa, and also today. Heal. They have the tendency to, or the ability to heal with their hands, or with herbs, or with simply using, they call it Nikisi, the spirits. They do believe in one God. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one God is called Mapungo, or Mapungu. But simply after the divination, or not after, but towards the end, it was told to me that I'm also a healer. I am a medium, and then I'm pretty much drawn to do the to be part of the Bakongo shamanism calling, be part of that calling. I do believe when hopefully someone can correct me in the comments, but I do believe that is called the Nganga, for the term for a Bakongo shaman. So with that knowledge of being a healer, a medium, it's just a lot to take in, but I do believe words are healing. So I do believe by honoring my path and honoring who I am to be a healer, use my words, teach other people, hopefully to touch them the way that heals them. I do know that by helping people, it does help me. By healing others, it heals me in return. And also just to do it, just to simply not to just seek out others, but hopefully they feel called to see my videos and it helps them in a way. And that's simply all that I would love to do, not to go search, but hopefully that it's called, it's a divine interaction, it's a divine timing. And yeah, this is my first intro video. It's very rusty, because I am a natural introvert. I'm not really used to being out in front of a camera. Well, I did do modeling, but I guess when it comes to videotaping, recording, it's a little different. But I do know that in order to introduce something new into my life, I do have to take the steps to to be a part of things that are outside of my comfort zone. Of course, I do things when I'm ready, but stepping outside my comfort zone, my feet, taking the steps, my feet might be led towards something, that I manifested or something that I've called into my life, and that's definitely simply what I want to start doing now. But yeah, I do know that, I start with an intention, and I do know it starts to grow and go into something in a new direction. And I'm not sure if I've already said this, but when it comes to following along, I will have, with the words I have in my intro, the words follow along will definitely be implemented. I have a link to a video below in my bio. Pretty much simply my first interaction or follow along video is me showing how I collect my own bones. I cleanse them, I consecrate them, and I clean them up so I use them for my divination purposes. And I do hope that you enjoy the video. I do hope you like and comment, interact and follow along, so you also know that simply you can do it yourself, especially like me, if you're called to read bones, simply just like I have. And this concludes my introduction video, and if you got to this point, I thank you. I'm grateful for you sticking around and watching all of my pretty much all of this video. I do hope this is the start of something beautiful, and I continue to add more videos and content like this where I explain my life and what went on in my journey. And hopefully, anyone can relate or comment and interact. And then I continue with content where I, do things by hand. I cleanse and work things by hand. And hopefully, it's something that helps you as it helped me on my journey. And lastly, thank you for watching. With love, Day Lavender.